Well, I'm back again, tired and unshaven as before, because today we are going to talk about day 8 and day 9, the 21st and 23rd of May, for Best of the Super Juniors from New Japan Pro Wrestling. So we'll just quickly get into that, so we will. From day 8, we had Titan defeating Doku, and again, Titan, we'll talk about him later. He's having a very interesting tournament. We had Clark Connors also defeating Katamura. We had Kushida defeating Sho, which was another high shenanigans match. A good win for Kushida. Master Wato defeating Bushi, which again, Bushi not having a great tournament, but again, another great win for Master Wato. Then we had Bailey defeating the legend that is Takuchi, which was definitely a fun match to watch. And Bailey was quite happy, quite honored that he got to take on finally Takuchi. We had Dan Maloney defeating Robbie Eagle, and I did say I would love to see Dan Maloney get one more win, hopefully before the end of this tournament. He has had a really good showing for the UK. We had Leo Rush defeating TJP as well in a fast, high-paced match that the fans were looking forward to. We had Yo defeating Kevin Knight. Takahashi then defeated Ishimori, and we'll talk about Ishimori in a second as well. And we had El Desperado in the final match, the main event of day 8, defeating Francesco Akira. Now that we've talked about day 8, we can finally talk about today's show, which I've just finished watching. So it was day 9 on the 23rd of May. And so now we're getting into the actual business end now, because the last two shows are always basically, all the shows have had all the blocks matches in one. So we had 10 matches in each show. Now that we're getting to the last couple matches, or the last matches for each all the opponents, so they'll do tag matches, and then they'll do the five matches. The last matches for Block A, and then the next day they will do the last 5 matches for Block B, and this determines who's going into the semi-finals. But first off, I will say today's show was a little bit interesting because there was only 4 matches. I only noticed this, and I will need to research to find out what happened, because TJP was in the tag matches and Ishimori wasn't there at all. So I will need to do some research. I need to find out what happened. I'm sure Kevin Kelly probably mentioned it on commentary somewhere, and I just maybe missed it. But so there was only 4 matches. Tomorrow we're gonna get the 5 matches from the B block guys, and then we'll find out who's in the semi-finals. So we'll get into the opening matches, and there was some really good matches to look for, especially the last 2 matches. The last 2 matches were fantastic. So the opening match was Takuchi taking on Kushida, and as we say, Takuchi so far no wins in the tournament, and he was having a good match with Kushida, and obviously this is a match of two kind of junior weight legends into New Japan, and certainly one the Japanese audience were looking forward to. They are big fans of these guys, and we had a nice fun-paced match. We had a good crisscross spot with double drop downs as well, which made the crowd entertain the crowd as well. We had 2 great baby faces in the ring, and we had Kushida during this match trying to tire out Takuchi, being that Takuchi is getting on a fair bit age now. I think the plan for Kushida was to try and tire him out. Kushida was on top of this for a lot of the match, but we had a bit of a surprise. We had a bit of surprise in his last match of this year's tournament, because Takuchi he picked up the win with a submission on the ankle lock, which big cheer from the Japanese crowd for Takuchi to finally get a win before the end of the tournament. So that was an interesting match. That was a good match to watch. I thoroughly enjoyed that. So after that match, we had it was Doki taking on Sho, and as I've always kept saying, Sho has been the shenanigans man for this whole tournament with the House of Torture and Evil, and there was more shenanigans in this. So we had at the start we had Sho bringing out a fake Doki, and it was kind of the same vibe as Takahashi being tied up at the back, and luckily Doki managed to get in there. But we also had Doki just had all against him, because you had Evil in there as well, distracting the referee. And at one point there was a pin attempt, but no referee. And Evil comes in from behind, does the fake freak out, making Doki think he's won the match. He hadn't at that point, obviously. And unfortunately for Doki, Sho did pick up the win. So Evil got involved, it was more cheated, and he managed to somehow get a pin. There was weapons involved, obviously. Sho likes to come out with the wrench. So it was very unlucky for Doki. It was just the numbers were against him, and unfortunately, I need to check the tables if he's made the semis, but I don't think he has. And I was kind of rooting for him in. He was hoping to beat his all-time. His record is 3 wins and 6 points, and we were hoping he was going to beat that this year, and unfortunately, he didn't. Right, let's get on to the last 2 matches, because the last 2 matches, go watch these matches. Both of these matches were fantastic. I would even do a recommendation video on both these matches. So the last 2 matches were, there was a match I was looking forward to. Mike Bailey taking on Leo Rush, and this was definitely probably the match on a lot of people's minds. They were waiting for the most, especially on the last night of the block matches. And this was incredible. This match, absolutely incredible. Leo Rush started strong in this match. They're starting fast. They're just doing fast kicks, combos, reversals, everything you can think of. Mike Bailey's kicks, again, just every time they just look brutal to take. And his double knees, he missed a few double knees in this as well, which is very sore to watch. And nobody knows, makes my knees quite sore watching that. But this was a great back and forth, much respect for each other. This was incredible match. I don't want to give too much away from it. It was one of the Japanese audience were thoroughly getting into as well, because remember, we're allowed cheering again at these events. I said, yeah, it was Mike Bailey picking up the victory with the, let me get this right, the Mikinoki driver, I think it was, for the pin. So that's Mike Bailey. He'll be in the last 4, and again, I should have checked before. I've just recorded this straight after the show. I should really check who's in the semi. I think Leo Rush is in the semi-final as well. And now we get to the last match. And again, this was an incredible back and forth match as well. But it was a little bit more interesting. So it was Titan taking on Takahashi. So we had LIJ versus LIJ. And just for a little bit of fun as well, they had Naito, the leader of LIJ, come out to do commentary. And when Takahashi comes out, and he's been coming out with that big massive book with all the pictures of the wrestlers he's been taking on, and he handed it over to Naito, and Naito just lets it fall back behind him. And yeah, Titan coming over to check the book. It was just a bit of fun. But then these two got into it, Titan and Takahashi, and it was, as it says, Takahashi is the current junior weight champion, and this was all about Titan trying to prove himself as an LIJ member to Takahashi that he can roll with him as well, and he did. He was phenomenal. Titan was very strong. They were both doing a lot of fast-paced work. They were doing crazy Spanish fly spots on the outside of the ring as well. They were just complete back and forth all the time. Just great athleticism as well. We've seen from Titan from this entire bloody tournament, and it was Titan with the surprise win, which got a big cheer from the Japanese audience. It was a big win. It was a submission as well for the Immortal, because he tried it before earlier in the match, and unfortunately couldn't really hook his hands around Taka's chin. But the second time round, managed to finally get his hands hooked around that chin, and seeing Takahashi tap, not often you see that happen, and it was a very emotional win for Titan, because that puts him in the semi-final. I don't think Taka's made it. So Titan moves on, and he's been getting more and more liked by the Japanese audience and myself through this tournament, and I will be rooting for him, I think, in the semis as well. I don't know if he'll make finals, but we'll see. So yeah, there should have been a 5th match in here, I think. I think it should have been TJP and Ishimori. I will need to double check that. I'll need to find out what happened with that, because we've got 5 matches. We've got 5 matches tomorrow for Block B to determine who's going to go through the semi-finals from Block B. That is your quick update on what's happening in Best of Super Juniors. I will try and be more regular. I am again working though tomorrow, so it might be another late post from me. But as I say, we're finally into the last block matches. We'll get to the semis, and then on this Sunday, we will have the final of the Best of the Super Juniors tournament. But anyways, I hope you guys have a really, really good day. Please like and subscribe to the video. I actually don't say that enough. I actually need to start saying that more in my videos. It would be very appreciative if you just go and subscribe, hit the like button, hit notifications. That'd be fantastic. And you guys have a really, really good day and enjoy your professional wrestling.